What is up, everybody? All right, the Detroit Lions are getting good news at what I think is possibly the position with the least depth that we have on this team. When healthy, it is a difference maker. He is a difference maker. When not, the offense feels it. I'm going to go ahead and prove it in a little bit. But before we get into that, good to be back. I was just gone. We were celebrating my daughter's birthday. Went to Chicago. Don't worry. I let them know that the Bears are terrible. Every chance I got, I would tell people that the Bears are bad. Go Lions. But and then met some friends that were there as well. And he grew up in Chicago, so I definitely let him know that the Bears are terrible. There's no doubt about that. But anyways, with all that being said, let's talk about the Lions. We're not here to trash on the other teams. We're here to talk about how good the Lions are. If you're new to the channel, my name is Craig. Me and Chris, diehard Lions fans. We always have been. But we're trying to bring some truth. And I think people, if you watch this channel, you'll notice that there is a lot of positive comments. There's no doubt about that. But from the time we started filming this channel, we've gone from laughingstock of the NFL to 9-8 while knocking out the Packers to 12-5 in the NFC Championship game to 15-2. So there's been a lot of good news. Like, that's just the way it works, and there's some more of it here. Sometimes you see stuff like this, and you realize how big of a deal it is. And this one, we're talking about Sam LaPorta. Stick around for a second. I feel like he's kind of the forgotten man because he had a down year last year. But in this video, I want to remind you, I'll go to this in a second, I want to remind you how good that rookie year was, and I want to tell you why he had a down year last year and why it's easily fixed. Easily fixed. It's not an issue with his skill set, with skill level, or anything like that. It is easily fixed. All right, tight end Sam LaPorta might not seem like a player consistently dealing with injuries, but as an NFL player, he has yet to really get rest for the body. This is an interesting point. We're going to talk about off seasons here in a second, but last year, right? Even if you go back before that, his rookie year, remember how he hurt his knee and then worked his butt off to get back for the playoffs, was able to limp around a little bit. Then he goes into the off season, has ankle surgery, and then comes into the regular season, hurts his hamstring during preseason, during training camp. And then they really ease him into it. Dan Campbell talked about that. His body really wasn't ready coming off ankle surgery. Hamstring. Like, there was just one thing after another. The year before that, going into his rookie year, he was preparing for the NFL draft rather than preparing to play in the NFL. Like, that's the big difference as well when you look at it. So this year, he's got a lot. Here's what the article went on to say. He said, my first off season, I had ankle surgery, so I was trying to prepare the body for my second season. This season, I came out pretty healthy, which is great. I got to take some time off, just let my body relax for the first time since basically fall camp of my senior year at Iowa. So it's kind of a long stretch, but took a couple weeks to relax and then hop back on the bike and started going again. Gotta love when people throw out Lance Armstrong references, even when they're football players. I got back on the bike. And but it's true. That's exactly what he did. And I want to remind you guys of a couple of things about Sam LaPorta. What you're looking at here is all-time leaders for rookies in tight end history. All-time leaders for rookies in tight end history. Receiving yards, Brock Bowers, number 1. Hurricane Dicka, number 2. Kyle Pitts, has he had that many receiving yards in all his years combined afterward? I don't think. Yeah, he has. Jeremy Shockey, and then Sam LaPorta. All right, when you look at these guys, these are not, and I mean, they're in a list of their own. After really Charlie Young, it falls off the map a little bit, and it quickly gets down low. I mean, you can say the big three are here, then LaPorta factors in here, but it's not just that. When you go to straight receptions, he's second all-time in receptions, which meant he was a consistent target. I think he was third in targets all-time. Second in receptions, third in targets. Also a good thing. 7 less targets than Jeremy Shockey. 12 more catches. All right, that's not the end of it. Receiving touchdowns. Second all time. And what you see here is that he's one of the rare guys that was in the top 5 in those 3 major statistical categories. Every single one. Receptions, touchdowns, yards. Like, he was in the top 5 for every single one of them. He was number 2 and number 3 for 2 of them. And so what he did was he consistently produced at every level. He did. All right? He did. So what I look at with this is, when you look at a guy like Sam LaPorta, you have to realize, like, yeah, maybe he wasn't as healthy than last year. Let's go into it. Let's take a look at it. All right. Sorry, I stumbled there for a second. I don't know if I need to see this commercial. But anyways, Sam LaPorta is here his rookie year, throwing down 889 and 10 touchdowns. Last year, 726 and 7 touchdowns. It's not like the drop-off was that drastic. It was in receptions, right? He still produced. He actually got more yards per catch. He was only 7 yards less per game, so he's still producing, but he played 1 less game. He was hurt a lot, and they targeted him less. He wasn't in the game plan. And when you look at the Detroit Lions roster, all right, I talk to you about depth all the time. I talk about it all the time, but here's our wide receiver room. All right, this is not one of depth. You look at the guys who are in our wide receiver room. You look at Brock Wright. Thankful for him. Glad we re-signed him. He has a very specific role that he plays, and as you can tell by the snaps, all right, he has run blocked 350 times, pass blocked 66 times, and actually ran a route 184. It's very clear what his role is. Sam LaPorta is a true threat to go either way with it. All right? Nobody else here can do what he does. Shane Zylstra was supposed to be the receiving threat. He's also consistently battling injuries. So when Sam LaPorta is not healthy, the drop-off is immense. It really is. And it tells me 2 things. The fact that we haven't gone out and really done anything crazy. Yeah, Luke Deal, I think UDFA, right? Like, okay, Zach Horton, UDFA, right? Whatever, right? Whatever. That's fine. Maybe one of them finds a way to fight and make the roster. They're not number 2 tight end material. So what you have left is Brock Wright, you signed Kenny Yeboah, and Shane Zylstra. That tells me that this coaching staff is still confident that Sam LaPorta is the undoubted 1A and B option for this team. They're counting on healthy. And him being back and healthy adds an entirely different dimension to this offense. An entirely different dimension to this offense. Yes, it's great when you have J-Mo over the top. And naturally, Jameson Williams is going to take some of those LaPorta targets. Yes, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to take some of the underneath targets. Yes, St. Brown's going to be in the middle. Sam LaPorta can be anywhere. And the ability for him to be multiple in this offense is what really makes it hum. And I will say when he started getting involved in the game plan is when this offense started taking off. It did. And then he got pretty darn healthy by the end of the year, and he was catching touchdowns again. All right, Sam LaPorta, tight end, very pivotal cog in this offense. And I'm really excited to see how it works with him back fully healthy, body for the first time ever as a pro fully rested. I'm not saying he's going to have his biggest year by yards. I'm not saying he's going to have his biggest year by touchdowns because, quite frankly, there's more mouths to feed now than when he was a rookie. But I do think he will have his most efficient season as an NFL football player to date. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.